We are joined by Republican Congressman from Oklahoma and member of the House Energy Committee, Markwayne Mullin. Congressman, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. Congratulations on your recent primary victory. Yeah, you led your closest challenger by 26 points on Tuesday. I'm sure that was a little bit of a celebration for you. Now you're going to go to a runoff. But speaking of celebrations, Americans are just getting ready this weekend to celebrate the 4th of July. But are they celebrating or are they drowning in debt? How much everything is costing this year is really shocking. Inflation is at a 40-year high. Let's take a look at some numbers. Just what it's going to cost you to have that backyard barbecue. Look at this. A bag of chips, almost $5. Potato salad, ice cream, chocolate chip cookies, strawberries, lemonade, all of the ingredients you need for a great backyard barbecue. We're not even talking about beef here, okay? We haven't even thrown meat into the mix. According to Morgan Stanley, the odds of a recession hitting the U.S. economy have doubled to over 50%. And on June 21st, you had an interesting tweet. Let's bring it up. You tweeted, Biden and Secretary Yellen are destroying the dollar as they inflate their way out of years of terrible fiscal policy. Life savings and retirements are being destroyed. It's really no joke what's happening to people. What could the president do right now to make it better for people on the 4th of July?
Well, as we celebrate America, because that's what the 4th of July is all about, we celebrate the greatest country in the world, America. And when we do this, we also are struggling. In Oklahoma, the average household income is a little over $40,000 a year. And with Biden inflation, it's costing each person in Oklahoma an additional $5,200, or each household, additional $5,200 per year right now, just to deal with Biden's inflation. Now, when we start talking about what can we do, well, the backbone of every economy is energy. Hands down, you cannot produce a product or deliver a product without energy. And so high energy costs is going to directly affect the cost of the good, which is inflation. How about we bring back Trump-era policies? How about we bring back energy independence? Instead of him flying to Saudi Arabia and asking the OPEC cartel to increase output, why don't he just allow us to go back to work? How about we increase the flow of the capacity of the pipelines again so we can get product there to the refineries? How about we start approving permits to drill again? How about we quit putting pressure on the financial sectors and telling individuals that they can't write loans for fossil fuels anymore? The outright attack on fossil fuels is a direct reflection of inflation that's happening. And these are all Biden's policies, and he says he can't do anything about it, but he could, just like he did on January 20th when he was sworn into office. He could reverse those same policies and put them back in place.
All right. Well, you are from an energy-producing state, so you know quite a bit about that. I want to turn your attention for just a moment to the Supreme Court decisions, some of them that came out this week, two in particular. One of them deals with energy. It is a ruling rather that deals with the Environmental Protection Agency. This was considered a blow to the Biden administration. The ruling said that the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, cannot pass sweeping regulations that could overhaul entire industries without congressional approval. The case at hand was about regulating carbon emissions. The president says this is a step backwards in terms of protecting the environment. What do you say?
Well, I think this is going straight to the Chevron deference. When the Chevron sued the EPA asking that same question, who has final say, Congress or the EPA? What the court has finally ruled here is said, no, the EPA cannot be used as a political pawn, cannot just use, remember this lawsuit started underneath the Obama administration when they were basically trying to force industries to comply with their decisions. And what the court now has ruled is says that no, EPA can't do this. They can't change industry on themselves. They can't allow the president, meaning the president can't pick winners and losers anymore, and put it back in the hands of Congress where it belongs. And we just got to take a moment here, and we got to thank President Trump for his picks on the Supreme Court, because what we're seeing come out of the Supreme Court right now is time after time after time, they're getting it right. They're putting the power back in the hands of the American people, meaning they're putting the balance of power back in place. Washington, D.C. has been concentrating power and making more and more decisions from faceless bureaucrats in Washington, D.C., and I'd love to see that the court is actually getting it right. And for the president to go and say that the extreme policies that's coming out of the court, that is absolutely so irresponsible and reckless, because he's not getting his way. It's like a little kid. I'm a father of 6 kids, and it's like one of my kids throwing a temper tantrum, which doesn't happen in my house.
Yeah, of course not. No way. Let me ask you about another ruling that came out last week. This one dealing with the border. This was considered a win for the Biden administration. It has to do with the high court ruling that the president could end the Remain in Mexico policy, which forced migrants to wait in Mexico while their asylum claims were being settled. Democrats say that is going to be more humane for migrants. Republicans say it's only going to make the crisis at the border worse by putting even more strain on the Border Patrol agents. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I sit on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, and we deal with national securities all the time. In fact, we got a trip planned to go back to the border pretty quick. And this isn't just an immigration issue. This becomes a national security issue. We've apprehended over 50 individuals that was on the terrorist watch list because of the Trump policy that was in place, by us allowing to hold single males traveling by themselves and do a background check on them and then send them back. And in doing so, literally over 50 terrorists have been caught. Now, this is a national security issue, and the Trump policy, I get where the court has ruled where they're at. But they didn't say that the Biden administration couldn't put it back in place. They get the same briefings. President Trump gets briefed at a higher level than what I even get briefed at. He knows what is actually happening and the issues that are going on the southern border, and it's reckless for him to do this. It's absolutely reckless. And it's funny because the Hispanic population isn't even supporting this anymore. You see what has happened in Texas in the recent congressional special election that happened down there. You're seeing the Hispanic population come back and say, no, we left a nation that was ruleless and lawless. We want to be part of a nation that has laws in place that can protect and make our families feel safe. And with this policy, it makes all Americans more unsafe.
All right. Well, we are watching the border closely on a daily basis. It seems to be there are things and tragedies there happening on a weekly basis now. Representative Markwayne Mullin, thank you so much for your time today, and happy 4th of July weekend.
Thank you. It's always good to celebrate America.
It sure is. Thank you so much, sir.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.